Welcome to Spiritual Dessert Trews, episode 129 for Russell Brand and other people. I am dressed like the chakras. Today's show is about Kundalini. So a little bit more information. Kundalini today. What is it? Which is essentially an evolutionary, energetic boost that we can gain with focused meditative effort. Kundalini is referred to as an energetic serpent because it's coiled up in the root chakra and it can be awakened and used to find a permanent blissful state of consciousness. With focus and intention, we can actually uncoil it and bring it up through each chakra until it reaches and affects the crown. Those of us who are particularly passionate about meditation can meditate on our Kundalini for hours on end. And if we do, we might just manually raise it and feel what full-on enlightenment is like. There's a lot of benefits to awakening it and a lot of setbacks if we aren't prepared for what could result. And one should always be prepared for the unhindered spiritual perception that results from awakened Kundalini. What is Kundalini? Kundalini is a psycho-spiritual energy, the energy of the consciousness, which is thought to reside within the sleeping body and is aroused either through spiritual discipline or spontaneously to bring new states of consciousness, including mystical illumination. Kundalini is Sanskrit for snake, or serpent power is so called because it is believed to lie like a serpent in the root chakra at the base of the spine. In Tantra Yoga, Kundalini is an aspect of Shakti, the divine feminine energy. The power of Kundalini is said to be enormous. Those having experienced it claim it to be indescribable. It's awesome. It's my favorite yoga. Find a really great teacher and reputable and give it a try. Make sure you're grounded. Make sure you have a really good reputable teacher. The varying phenomena associated with varies from bizarre physical sensations and movements, pain sometimes, major big headache, clairaudience, visions, bright lights, super lucidity, psychical powers, ecstasy, bliss, and transcendence of self. Kundalini has been described as liquid fire and liquid light. I love it. Indian yoga is primarily responsible for our knowledge of Kundalini, but people like Carl Jung, he's a favorite of mine. He believed that we're all basically good. I remember him from high school studying psychology. I really enjoyed psychology. I never grew tired of that textbook for some reason. It's the study of us and how our mind works. Indian yoga, with its emphasis on transmutation of energy to higher consciousness, was the chief contributor in the cultivation of Kundalini and the preservation of its knowledge. Prior to present times, Kundalini was a rarity in the West before the 1970s until more attention became centered upon consciousness. In 1932, for example, going back to the 30s again, Carl Jung and others observed that the Kundalini experience was seldom seen in the West, an undistorted truth. We have a lot to learn in regards to the development of our spirituality and our perception of the realms that lay beyond the physical, and we'll have much better grasp on the innate spiritual nature of our existence when we learn the full and undistorted truth. We're coming together and providing this grasp for each other, but humanity as a whole needs to learn the truth before we can awaken our Kundalini and enjoy the enlightenment that results. Kundalini has been well known for thousands of years. However, an examination of mystical literature and traditions showed that Kundalini, called by various names, seems to have seen a universal phenomena in esoteric teachings for perhaps 3,000 years. Kundalini-type descriptions or experiences are found in teachings of the Egyptians, Tibetans, Chinese, some Native Americans. Kundalini has been interpreted from the Bible as the solar principle in man and is referenced in the Quran, the works of Plato, other Greek philosophers, alchemical tracts, and philosopher's stone, and in Hermetic, Kabbalistic, Rosicrucian, and Masonic writings. So it seems like everybody who's been very successful here on planet Earth has known this secret, and now we know this secret. As we can see, people have known about Kundalini for a long time, and many of them strive to preserve the knowledge of it for future generations. It's great that so many people have worked so hard to preserve the truth about it, and we can carry it on, their legacy, by informing others. People will obviously have to keep an open mind to believe in this etheric enlightenment, delivering energy, and needless to say, the rest of humanity needs to become aware of spirit and the wonders that exist beyond our conscious perception before any sort of Kundalini awakening can take place, especially on a collective level. Not all Kundalini experiences are identical to those classical awakenings experienced in yoga, but may vary in intensity and duration. The energy travels up the psychic pathway, parallel to the spinal column, and goes up to the ground. This would obviously take a lot of time and devotion, and this is why I mentioned before that the seekers who are particularly dedicated to meditation can focus their meditative effort on awakening their Kundalini, thus paving the way for others to do the same, and I think it's important that we do so. Something tells me that the more seekers who activate their Kundalini now, the easier it'll be for the rest of humanity when the time comes. And I wonder if any of the momentous, energetic events that we'll witness as a part of our ascension will assist in us awakening Kundalini. Perhaps we will have to be the ones to open it instead of waiting for any particular event, but I'd be interested if the events we're waiting to witness did provide some type of awakening or activation within. Raising the Kundalini to the crown chakra will provide the enlightenment every seeker strives for. I'm sure it benefits every chakra it reaches before it hits the crown. The heart chakra is probably opened and expanded further to take in a great amount of love. Our ability to feel the bliss that comprises the higher realms will grow with each attempt we make to activate our Kundalini, and as with anything, practice makes perfect. We can't do anything significant if we aren't willing to practice it, and in the end, we'd be very glad we practiced awakening our Kundalini. After raising the Kundalini to the crown, the yogi then attempts to lower the energy to another chakra, but not below the heart chakra, because descent to the lower chakras is thought to produce ego inflation, rampant sexual desire, and a host of other ills. But repeatedly raising the Kundalini to the crown, the yogi can succeed in having the energy permanently stay there. It is said that Kundalini opens new pathways in the nervous system. The pain associated with this apparently is due to the nervous system's inability to immediately cope with the energy. Yogis assert the body must be properly attuned for the Kundalini through yoga, and that a premature, explosive awakening can cause insanity or death. We'd want to awaken our Kundalini very gradually. We wouldn't want to experience the explosive awakening mentioned here. We don't want to do anything too rapidly, and our Kundalini practice should be gradual as an ongoing ascension. And on that note, pleasant dreams. See you in the field. Love you.